What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Cullen the Great coming at you with my first album review of 2024, and I am so excited. What a video and what an album to be doing an album review on. Today we're going to be talking about Post Malone's newest country album, F1-Trillion. Now, for those of you that follow along with the channel, are subscribed, you guys. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Cullen the Great coming at you with my first album review of down in the short section on my channel. But in this video, we're going to be talking about the album in its entirety. Now, from the second the first single was released from this album, I was beyond excited for a country Post Malone album. He is, in my opinion, one of the most talented musicians in the game right now. I would put money on him being better than Drake. Ooh. But the cool thing about this album is that it really emphasizes Post Malone's creative abilities. It really shows what he can do as an artist and how he can just blend into so many different genres and be incredibly successful at the same time. F1-Trillion features some of the biggest names in country music. When I first looked at the track list and who was on this album, I was blown away. I mean, don't get me wrong, if Post Malone reached out to me and wanted to do a country song, duh, that's gonna automatically go platinum. But I thought it was so unique, the wide range of artists that he was able to bring onto this album and how he was really able to complement their original sound with his and make an amazing track. Now, there are so many features that I cannot remember them all off the top of my head, so I'm gonna list them off and try and make sure that I get everybody included on here. You have Tim McGraw, Hank Williams Jr., Luke Combs, Blake Shelton, Chris Stapleton, Morgan Wallen, Dolly Parton, Brad Paisley, Jelly Roll, Lainey Wilson, Hardy, Billy Strings, Sierra Farrell, and Ernest. And I'm probably missing a few artists off there. If I did, I am so sorry. There's just so many of you. But not only did he feature some of the country world's biggest artists, but he catered towards their musical style. If you listen to any of these artists outside of this Post Malone album, you will find a similarity in the instrumental that they sing over normally in the instrumental that they sing over in the Post Malone album. This was a really cool thing that my sister actually showed to me, and once she made that connection, I was not able to unhear it. Every single artist that features on this Post Malone album really got a track that they could capitalize on. Now, even though this album featured some of country's biggest names from the past and the present, there were a few artists that were left off that I was a little bummed not to see. One of which being Kane Brown. I thought Kane Brown and Post Malone would have really made an amazing song, especially since Kane Brown is more of that modern hip-hop poppy kind of country. I think he and Post Malone would have done amazing together. Another artist that I was bummed that wasn't on there that Post Malone would have had one hell of a time making a song with is Kenny Chesney. How is Kenny Chesney not on a country song with Post Malone? That just blew my mind. Now, another amazing artist that would have maybe been more for the older generation and Post Malone would have been Garth Brooks. I can't believe they didn't do a Garth Brooks feature on this Post Malone album either. That being said, the album was executed perfectly. I think from its conception to its production to its release and its promotion, it was all handled flawlessly. Post Malone has always been very outspoken about wanting to make a country album, so it was no surprise when they announced it. Then you started seeing those string of singles come out with Luke Combs, Blake Shelton, Morgan Wallen, and it showed, okay, maybe this is a serious country album. And although it is a serious country album, Post Malone did a great job with the writing and with the songs and the instrumentals, but in my opinion, it still just sounds like Post Malone. He's got that unique sound to him that can blend into a whole bunch of different genres, but it doesn't stand out as a country superstar as much as it does with his talent. Even if you're not a country fan, or if you are a country fan and you're not a Post Malone fan, I can promise you that there is at least one or two songs on this album that you will like, that you will enjoy, especially if it's one of your favorite country artists, because like I said, everything was catered towards the country artists on this album. Now, there is a lot of songs on F1-Trillion, and there's even more on the Long Bed edition. That is where Post Malone has a lot more of his solo country songs. Those are very, very, very well done. I think those sound a lot more country than the F1-Trillion album itself does. But some notable songs to get you started. I'm a big fan of Wrong Ones, Finer Things, Losers, Hide My Gun, And of course, I Had Some Help, the Morgan Wallen song. Who isn't gonna get down with that? But like I said, there's just so many good songs on there. It's hard to pick a favorite. It's hard to give a starting point because they're all so unique and so creative in their own way. He did have some phenomenal music videos put together for a few of these songs, such as I Had Some Help, Losers, I Got a Guy for That, Pour Me a Drink, as well as some super creative lyric videos for Wrong Ones, Finer Things, and What Don't Belong to Me. Now, I could sit here all day and talk your ear off about how great Post Malone is, how awesome this new F1-Trillion album is, but you are never going to know unless you go check it out yourself. So make sure you go listen to that new album. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite song is. If you haven't yet, make sure you click that subscribe button. Go check out my 60-second song reviews and stay tuned for the next album review. Until next time, everyone, peace.